AunTeaFee, you got it. Oh, yeah. You see it in the eye. It's that same eye. It's this eye. Y'all see that? It's in there. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Y'all see that reptilian? I didn't know what they was Oh, my God. Is it glitching? I can't believe this. What is that? It's time for them to go reprogram her. I think that she is her battery. I don't know. She needs to be recharged. Make me over. What in the world is going on? Y'all, I am lost for words. Do she know how she look? Do she know she glitching in this eye? That eye look like a snake. And she look like she's about to come up out. Leave me alone. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Don't be making shit fall over here. Don't be mad at me, because I can see through you, devil. The devil is a lie. Barbie, let me move on. But
what Joey's doing with the Epstein files over 6 months.
Oh, you missed that. I popped up. God, dog, that I popped up. Oh. I cannot believe she don't. I can't believe they got her looking like this. I'm just too outdone. Satan, I rebuke you. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. And Pam, I rebuke you too. I don't know what's going on. I see why you say and do evil shit, because evil is all in your face. Now right here in your mouth, it look like you're about to spit out a little slithering tongue. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
We will continue to follow the law with maximum.
You ain't never followed the law.
While protecting victims.
With then someone pointing out that back in July, when the DOJ released the infamous memo that provoked this whole Epstein
wow.
It declared that an exhaustive review of the files turned up no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. Right, so if that is true, you weren't lying then why are they now investigating Democrats like Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, and Larry Summers? Right, the question.
Because Bill say he won't let him play with
new information,
his pallywhacker no more.
And again, we will continue to follow the law.
Well, that, it may have convinced some. You have others saying they just can't wrap their heads around all the flip-flopping from the second Trump administration. And that includes
they sick now.
Diehards like Joe Rogan.
I heard there's no files. I heard it's a hoax. And then all of a sudden, he's going to release the files. Well, I thought there was no files.
Man.
He wants an investigation now.
Listen.
Like, what is going on?
I don't think Trump is in there.
He was a firm believer.
But I think he has a lot of powerful friends that have been putting pressure on him to keep that shit under wraps.
I think that definitely has to be
it's going to be.
That said, there is at least one prominent thought leader on the right who's got Trump's back, even up to this point, and that is Ben Shapiro.
There is no evidence that President Trump is engaging in some sort of widespread.
Well, we know you are one of them reptilians too. Look at you. Look at you. And you was a part of unaliving your partner. with him. Look at you. You one of them creatures from the Black Lagoon too. Yeah. You one of them. And you know, I'll tell you something. You know Candace Owens is breathing down your neck. She breathing down your neck. Devil.
Deep cover-up of documents that, if just released, will solve all the mysteries. That he's hiding all of this.
And you
now.
and he okay with them pedophiles
I don't think Trump is
being
in a criminal way, but I think a lot
Turn
of
the
he has a lot
point.
of powerful friends.
and you was one of the ones that was moving that
I
money.
think that definitely has to
I
be
think
the
it's gonna be
case.
That's
With
there's
Trump.
at least one prominent thought leader on the right who's got Trump's back, even up to this point, and that is Ben Shapiro.
There is no evidence that President Trump is engaging in some sort of widespread, deep cover-up of documents that, if just released, will solve all the mysteries. That he's hiding.
Look at that reptilian.
This whole thing was political. It was always political.
But with Shapiro,
That's what you said about
he also went after some of his enemies in the
Charlie.
MAGA Civil War. Though this time not Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, or Nick Fuentes, but rather a few other big names.
I haven't been to the grocery store in months.
This is
because
crazy.
This delivery service offers hundreds of high-quality, non-GM.
Though this time not Tucker Carlson,
This is
Candace
crazy
Owens, or
shit
Nick
ever.
Fuentes, but rather a few other big names.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was a joke and remains a joke today. The attempt to turn Marjorie Taylor Greene into some sort of honest, great intellect is like the perfect example of how strange new respect is earned simply by attacking President Trump.
Oh, he looked
Thomas
crazy.
Massey is attacking Trump on Epstein.
He looked crazy.
Not because Thomas Massey is so deep in the weeds on Epstein and cares deeply about. I mean, he's right next to Ro Khanna. Come on. It's because Massey doesn't like many of the things that Trump is doing as president. Hundreds of texts over almost a year show MAGA influencer Steve Bannon and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein workshopping legal and media strategies to protect Epstein from the legal and publicity quagmire that enveloped him in the last year of his life.
So his argument is that essentially many of the people on the right that are breaking from Trump on Epstein right now, they're just cynically using the issue to position themselves as the new leaders of MAGA once Trump's gone. Now, whether that's true or not, that remains to be seen right now. Though in the meantime, if it turns out there is some seriously explosive shit about Trump or his friends or some of his allies in those files who left some egg on his face, but for now we largely are going to have to wait to see, though we should get some answers, like I said, by December 19th. Though then also, as we talked about in detail yesterday, Trump's got a few different options on how to redact or delay certain parts of the files. But then also the DOJ will have 15 days to submit a summary of any redactions, the categories of documents that were released and withheld, and a full list of all government officials and politically exposed persons who were named or referenced in the documents. And so that technically would give us another deadline of January 5th to look forward to. And then, presuming that lawmakers don't feel satisfied
Oh,
with
Lord.
explanations, they can try and hold them accountable or take legal action. And in theory, if there is any information that the DOJ temporarily withholds because of an ongoing investigation, and that could come out even later. So basically, this whole Epstein saga, it's hit a big point, but it is also far from over. And then we're gonna get into even more in a minute, but first let me say, debt is like a subscription that you never signed up for. Except I guess it doesn't come with like free shipping, just anxiety. One day you're paying for brunch, the next you're paying for it forever. That's because the system's designed to keep you hooked. Minimum payments, endless interest, and the occasional special offer, that's just another trap with glitter on it. But enter today's sponsor, PDS Debt, the people helping regular people just finally unsubscribe from financial nonsense. Right? And they've already helped hundreds of thousands of people cut their debt, stop collection calls, and keep their money where it belongs, in their pocket. Scan that QR code. But the next step in the news, this is crazy. A former congressional aide was found zip-tied, slashed up, and branded with the phrase Trump whore by 3 men who supposedly targeted her for being MAGA. But except, that's not actually what happened.
Oh.
It's Natalie Green. She's a New Jersey.
So she a liar.
She worked for Representative Jeff Van Drew. And on July 23rd, a friend of Green's called 911 saying that 3 men had attacked them while they were walking a trail in a New Jersey nature preserve. With his friend telling the operator that the men were going after Green specifically, saying that they knew that she worked for Van Drew and that they were yelling about politics and calling Green names. And when the police arrived, they found Green covered in cuts, her hands and feet zip tied together, and there was writing on her torso saying that Van Drew is racist, as well as the Trump whore message. Right, and when she was found, Green was reportedly crying and screaming through tears. That
Lying.
doctors had a
Please don't tell me she was lying.
And later on, you had Natalie saying to the cops that the men hit her in the head, held her down, used a sharp object to cut her up like that, and wrote the messages that they found on. Except it turns out none of that is true. Right, because an investigation revealed that 2 days before the so-called attack, Green actually drove to Pennsylvania and paid an artist specializing in scarification to carve the lines into her shoulders, neck, and face. Right, even drawing up exactly what she was looking for. Also, investigators found the same exact zip ties.
Wow.
Green in her own car, and that was also made worse first by a zip ties near me Google search from 2 days before being found on her friend's phone. But really, the first thing that made this whole thing start to smell fishy was the conflicting accounts of the attack itself and the perpetrators being given by Green and her friend when they made it to the hospital. Because it seems like they went through.
Yeah, can y'all believe all of this?
They couldn't get their story straight when talking to the cops. It's now Green. She's been slapped with 1 count of conspiracy to convey false statements and hoaxes, and 1 count.
Thank you, the original Bella B.
It's a maximum penalty of 5 years.
I have enjoyed seeing you in the. Oh, thank you.
Time where there's so much talk
Popping
about
out.
violence being connected to politics and accusations going left and right.
Bubba is now afraid.
But also, this is just
Carrie, you say Bubba. Bubba is now afraid that Donnie rotten hands will be contagious. And he don't want no virus on his pickle. It don't look like. Oh, now he got. Y'all, them ain't the same teeth. Them is not the same teeth. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. They got a double E for Donnie. Because, baby, one thing is for sure. That's his neck, but that ain't his teeth. I was about to go in on his teeth, Karen, with all that nasty. I just showed y'all that goop and shit, all that brown boo-boo stains. And look at her. Them is not his teeth. He got some fakies. What the bad actor? Now y'all finna make me show y'all them teeth. They are pulling too many stunts for me. Boy, them is not your teeth. I just showed y'all them teeth, didn't I? Where we at? Hold on. I know good and damn well they not finna play with me as funny as I am about teeth. I was just about to go in, baby, and you come up here with some pearly rights. The devil is a lie. That is not you. Is that AI? That must be AI, boo, because that is not Donald Trump's teeth. Hold on. I got to pause for a cause. They trying to play in our face. Oh, hell no. He had all that black goop and dupe and shit in between them teeth, and now you going to try to show us some pearly whites. You a lie, and the truth ain't in you. Am I going to have to bag that up? Oh, my God. Y'all see them teeth? Them is not his teeth. Them, no. AunTeaFee, you just gonna pause just to find his teeth. Look at this clown. He's so, I cannot stand this man. You better be glad I don't have one handy, baby, but just as soon as I come across them nasty, rotten, doo-doo stained ass teeth that just done settled in between your teeth, I'm gon' for sure put your ass on blast. Shout out to Candy.
One of 3 crazy stories involving federal employees, and the next one, it takes place in Minnesota, right? Because a Homeland Security auditor got arrested as one of 16 men caught in a sex trafficking sting, right? Because this guy, Alexander Stephen Bagg, was caught in a multi-agency sting that was aptly
in a sting. Alexander, 41, playing with kids. Yeah, playing with kids. I hope they tear that ass up in prison. 17 years old. And I guess Megyn Kelly gonna say, well, she was 17, as if that's not a minor. He waiting for that pickle. Karen. Pickle monster. Yeah, you ain't a cookie monster. Your ass is a pickle monster. Yeah, with a strong hand stroke. You freak. Yeah, I guess Megan gonna say she was 17, so that really is not, yeah, girl, shut up.
Named Operation Creep that was meant to catch suspects allegedly soliciting sex from minors. And specifically, these guys were arrested for trying to solicit sex
Operation Creep.
a 17-year-old girl. And the way that the operation worked is that officers would monitor websites and apps that are allegedly used to purchase sex from someone who's been trafficked. Or with the chief of police explaining, if you want to purchase sex from a trafficked person, you would call a number or go on the website. That website would get answered by a person in a different country. That person in a different country would call the handler here and arrange for the meeting with the sex worker. With them then going on to know that these kinds of structures are hard to bust, but in this case, they managed to set up a decoy, and when the men arrived at the hotel to meet who they believed to be a teenage girl, they were arrested. And as for back, when he got caught, he reportedly tried appealing to the officers by telling them, hey, I work for the government, specifically by saying, I'm ICE, boys, which as it turns out is true. A spokesperson.
So he was ICE.
I was hired back in 2022 as an auditor for I-9s, or employment eligibility verification forms, it added. Following his arrest, ICE immediately placed Alexander back on administrative leave. And adding, ICE is working with local authorities as well as conducting its own investigation via the agency's Office of Professional Responsibility. Right, and for now, you have back facing at least one count of prostitution. He's currently out on bond, and his next court appearance is set to be December 17th. But then finally, for this three-piece, we go further south, and instead of talking about rank-and-file federal employees, we're hitting the lawmakers themselves. Right, because Florida Representative Sheila Phyllis McCormick has been indicted on charges accusing her and 3 others of stealing $5 million in disaster funds. Right, so Sheila was first elected to Congress back in 2022 in a special election after the former representative.
Is she on a pedo list too?
No, here is that Sheila's family owns Trinity Healthcare Services, and before joining Congress, she was the CEO.
Trinity, what?
Phyllis McCormick has been indicted on charges accusing her.
If she doing corrupt shit, get her ass too. Get her ass too. Get her ass too. Get all you crooked ass folks up out of there. Stealing our money. I don't give a shit what color you are. Get her ass out. Them Tammy Faye Baker ass eyelashes. Get your ass out. And folk is hungry and shit. And you in there stealing from the needy. Cause your ass is greedy. Get your ass out of here.
And 3 others of stealing $5 million in disaster funds. So Sheila was first elected to Congress back in 2022 in a special election after the former representative from her district passed away. And a key piece of information to know here is that Sheila's family owns Trinity Healthcare Services, and before joining Congress, she was the CEO. And Trinity Healthcare Services was hired by FEMA back in 2021 to register people for COVID-19 vaccinations, which, is all well and good until last year when the Florida Division of Emergency Management noticed some overpayments. Specifically, they noticed more than $5 million worth of overpayment, apparently the result of a clerical error. But according to law enforcement, rather than returning
all of them just stealing,
decided to funnel it to her friends and family, and those friends and family made donations to her campaign for her seat in Congress. And that's in addition to Sheila herself allegedly using some of the money to self-fund the campaign. And the investigation into the whole thing, it actually dates back into the Biden administration and the state of Florida suing Trinity Healthcare Services late last year. And actually, the House Ethics Committee launched an investigation into Sheila in January. But now, this indictment, it brings things to the next level, right? If she is found guilty, she could face up to 53 years in prison.
Oh, well.
Attorney General Pam Bondi saying, using disaster relief funds for
self-enrichment
is a particularly selfish, cynical crime. No one is above the law. It's crazy. Sorry. It's crazy to hear Pam Bondi.
It sure is crazy.
No one is above the law, least of all powerful people.
Oh my God. Look at that. It's just in time for Thanksgiving. Look at that turkey right there. Look at that gobble, gobble, gobble right there. Look at that turkey neck. Woo, baby! For the people who like them turkey necks, they go gobble, 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 gobble. You know them grandbabies be saying, pop out, make it jiggle. Get jiggle with it. Jiggle that, yeah. Oh, I bet you it moves when his ass walk. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Both of y'all. Y'all deserve each
We
other.
will follow the facts in this case and deliver justice. But then, as far as a response to all this, you had Sheila maintaining her innocence and calling the charges against her baseless, saying in a statement, "The timing alone is curious and clearly meant to distract from."
Girl, you stealing, you gotta go
Day
too.
one, I have cooperated with every lawful request, and I will continue to do so until this matter is resolved. And then, as far as support from her party, you had House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries' spokesperson saying that while she's entitled to her day in court and the presumption of innocence, she will have to step down from her committee assignments while this is ongoing. And that is, there's the possible censure filed by Republican Florida Representative Greg Stoob, who said on X, "This is one of the most
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
public trust I have ever seen." And adding, "Once House ethics conclude their investigation or she is formally convicted, rest assured I will move to expel her from Congress." But for now, we'll have to see how that, as well as the two other situations, play out. And in the meantime, I'd love to know your thoughts, opinions, and reactions to any of the three. But then, next up, in a different kind of news,
it's a mob.
Pornhub is now bending over backwards to try to get everyone spicy content by begging tech companies to have device-based age verification.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning,
Yeah, no, I don't know nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that. Let's get to the impeachment. Let's see what's going on. Y'all still with me? Oh my goodness, y'all still with me? Tea sippers, are you with me? Or am I spinning? What we doing? Where we at? Give me a 1. Give me some. Y'all get the likes up. Get the likes up. I don't know why y'all playing with me. I don't know why you're playing with me.